Welcome to the Shift Your Story, Change Your Life podcast. I'm Allie Rose, certified clinical hypnotherapist and subconscious success coach. I help my clients stop self-sabotage and feel safe to create more wealth, worth, and wellness from within. If you find yourself stuck repeating the same unhelpful patterns in your life, health, business, or relationships, even after all the mindset work, this podcast is for you. Each week, you'll hear deep dives into the hidden beliefs shaping your life and live hypnocoaching sessions where someone shifts a block in real time. Because willpower isn't the problem, your subconscious story is. And when you shift it at the root, everything else begins to change. So let's dive in. Hello. Welcome back to the Shift Your Story, Change Your Life podcast. In today's episode, you'll hear a real, raw, honest, and deeply moving hypnocoaching session with our caller, Lou, a woman who's always been the strong one, the responsible one, the one who makes it all happen. But underneath that strength was a powerful pattern so many of us carry: the fear of failure. The fear that if we are truly seen, we'll be judged. And if we're judged, we'll fall short. For Lou, this fear showed up in her work, in her finances, in her confidence, and even on the day she launched her first website, when the simple act of being visible sent her into shutdown. We begin with conscious conversation and then move into the subconscious, where this belief began and where true change becomes possible. As always, for privacy and safety, portions of the session have been gently edited, but what remains is the heart of the transformation. As you listen, consider, where has fear of failure shown up in your life? What early memory or story shaped the way you see yourself today? And what would open up if fear of judgment no longer held you back? Let's dive in. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. It's great to connect with you.
Yeah, you too.
Well, thank you so much for saying yes.
Yeah. No, I think it's, I kind of did this because I think it's really important to show the world, that we're all human living the human experience. Or, no one's perfect. I think it's really important to show that we're all just doing the best we have with the tools and the strategies that we were given.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we learn so much about ourselves through other people's stories. So that's really why I love doing this. Thank you.
Sweet.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about this fear of failure, how it shows up in your life.
Um, fear. I mean, I guess up until probably I think it was about 10 years ago when I really kind of started to do the inner work, for lack of a better terminology, when I was struggling with infertility. I I mean, it prevented me from getting the job that I felt that I was worthy of, from buying the house. It prevented me from doing the thing, feeling that even speaking, I up until probably 3 or 4 years ago when I birthed this business, I didn't have confidence to speak into to oh, well, there's no way I could have done this. There's no way I couldn't speak in front of more than one person because I thought they'd think I was stupid, that I didn't know what I was talking about, that I just had no confidence and self-belief in myself because I was just so scared that they were gonna think that essentially that I would fail in some way, shape or form. Like, it was paralyzing. I didn't really understand it at the time. When you're in it, you kind of don't know. You just think it's just normal. But now, I mean, yeah, I've been working on this for about 10 years now. I mean, obviously, it's a hell of a lot better than what it was,
Right.
but it's still, the thoughts still come up, and they still follow you, especially around work and around family and around, I guess, goal setting and, financials and, everything really.
Yeah.
Showing up as you in any way, shape or form.
Right. That feels activating to show up as you because there's that fear of what's the fear?
Well, the fear that they're gonna judge,
Mhm.
isn't it? It's the fear that they're gonna judge, the fear that they're gonna think that I'm not worthy of being there, like, there's the imposter syndrome kind of thing that comes in. I remember when my website went live, first website, back into 2021, I think it was. Like, I completely shut down that day. Like, I just went into meltdown because I was on the internet, people could see me, what would they say? They're gonna all of those things, and I literally had like, I went into shutdown mode that day, and it took me a little while. I don't think I ever really understood why
Right.
until a little bit later on. But yes, it's just because I guess, um, yeah, if you let people see you, then the real you, then are they going to judge? Like that's really it, isn't it?
Right.
And are you going to fail at what they want you to do,
Right. Right.
or what you're showing up as?
Right. Right. So when we go into the session, we're going to be talking to the part of you that created this fear. Do we want to call it the fear of failure? Do we want to call it the fear of being judged? What feels like it resonates most with you?
Uh, no, I like it. Always comes, but for me, it always the terminology fear of failure, fear of yeah.
Okay.
That obviously, it kind of that is a broad term, but it always for me, it's just like, yeah, I've failed. I've failed
Right.
my family. I've not done enough. All of these things. That's what that. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Tell me a little bit about your family history, how you grew up, your relationship with your parents.
like beautiful relate. Like my parents absolutely love me dearly. I grew up in a very loving household. I have a brother with Down syndrome. He's a younger brother.
Hmm.
And I think my family always did the best for both of us, but I always felt like I had to do everything. I ha I had to be the strong person because they were looking after him.
Hmm.
So I was still am very independent, but very independent. I just got in, got it done. I'm the doer. I make shit happen. Like I'm the responsible one.
Hmm.
And I think that sense of responsibility has been quite crippling over the years as well. There was never a lack of love, but I had this massive weight, a sense of responsibility. They didn't give that to me. I just obviously gave it to myself. Or when I was younger, I decided that that was how it needed to be. So that I think, and if I didn't do it right, then I would fail or I'd fail the family. So I think that that's kind of,
Right.
you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely makes sense. Is there anything else that you think would be important for me to know before we dive into the hypnosis part of the session?
Not really.
Okay.
No, you just do your thing.
Okay. Wonderful. Sounds good. All right. Just make yourself comfortable and go ahead and take a deep breath in, grounding yourself into the space. And now I'm actually going to have you look up as high as you possibly can, as if you were trying to look into your own eyebrows, keeping your eyes glued to a real or imagined spot overhead. Just breathe in and out. Take another deep breath. Breathe in and out. And each time you blink, that's hypnosis coming upon you. And just one final time, take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, just close your eyelids right down, all the way down. So every time I say the words, go deeper, you're just becoming more and more relaxed. So just one more time, go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper, at least 100 times deeper. That's perfect, Blue. You are responding perfectly, exactly as I knew you would, because I already know that you are incredibly open, receptive, and suggestible, and your mind is incredibly Powerful. So now we're going to explore this part of you that came up with this fear of failure. So I want you to go ahead and just take a deep breath in. Just imagine that you've gone inside yourself. You've turned your eyes inward. You're still Lou, but you found the part of you that came up with this fear of failure because it thinks it might have some useful role, function, purpose, and or intention in your life. And I want you to just go ahead and scan your body as you find where this part of you lives. And when you find it, can you tell me, where do you carry this part of you in your body?
My stomach.
And I just want you to imagine that you're able to reach into your stomach and pull that part out of you. It's now in front of you. What does this part of you look like? Does it have a color, texture, shape, or size?
It's a bit bumpy. It looks like a red kind of fiery color. Um, yeah, rough. Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about this part of you? What emotions come up for you when you see this part of you or think about this part of you?
It's just a lot of heat. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Now I want you to imagine that you're looking at this part of you that created this fear of failure. It fears failing. And I want you to ask this part of you, what is your role in my life? Why are you here?
To protect her
Okay. And I want you to ask it, what are you protecting me from?
from people thinking that I don't know what I'm talking about and that I haven't done enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath in. And I want you to look at that part and I want you to ask it, what is your function in my life? How are you helping me?
Well, it's not really. I mean, it is, I guess. Well, it's not really helping me at all. It's not serving me
Well,
at all.
it believes that it is in some way, otherwise it wouldn't be there. So
Yeah.
go ahead and ask it, what is your function in my life? How are you helping me?
But I guess it's trying to protect me um, from feeling hurt and, feeling like I failed. So if I don't, does that make sense?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So it's just a protection mechanism, really.
Okay. And I want you to ask this part of you, why do you need to do this?
Uh, because some people can be really horrible.
Mhm.
Some people can say to me horrible things. So if I protect you, then you won't have to feel that.
Okay. All right. I want you to continue looking at that part of you and I want you to ask that part of you, what is your purpose in my life?
To protect, well, it just keeps coming out with protection.
It's okay.
That's just the word that keeps coming out.
Okay. We're going to ask it one more question, maybe the same answer, and that's okay. I want you to ask this part of you, what is your only intention in my life?
It's just the word love just came to hand. I don't know why.
Mm. Hmm. Okay.
Obviously, it's trying to, yeah, it just wants to protect me and hold me and love me and make sure that I'm safe.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to ask it, why do you need to do this?
What do you need to do? Because if you put yourself out there, there's a whole lot of, you know, there's you, why do you need to do this? How can I put it? If you put yourself out there, show who you truly are, I guess, then there's a risk. And so it's safe
Mhm.
to not do that. Does that make sense?
Yep. You're doing great. Go ahead and take another deep breath in. And I want you, the part of Lou, to tell me what was going on in Lou's life when you first decided to come into her life.
Oh, a memory just always comes to mind and it's come up again. I was about 5 or 6 and I was at ballet. Used to do ballet and my mum was there obviously as well. And the ballet teacher took mum aside and told mum, and I don't even know whether this happened or not, but it just always a memory that comes that I've perceived it in a certain way, obviously. The ballet teacher told my mum that I was too big or too fat to continue with ballet. Now, obviously, I wasn't meant to hear that, but I did. And as I said, I'm not even sure whether that conversation happened, but in my mind, it did. And I perceived it obviously that, yeah, I'd fail. I didn't look a certain way. I didn't have the certain characteristics that I needed to do ballet at that point in time. So I'd failed in some way.
Right. Right. And that's the interesting thing, right? You keep saying, I don't know if it actually happened or not, but it
Yeah.
doesn't matter whether or not it happened because it's a memory in your mind and
Yeah.
it has shaped in so many ways the way that you've lived your life, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's probably the first memory that, like you said, it doesn't matter whether it's happened or not. I perceived it, in a certain way, and that's how I remember it. So that's how it's shaped. Yeah, it started to shape who I was really.
Right. Right. Yeah. What did that cause you to believe when that happened?
That I had to look a certain way, act a certain way, in order to fit in, really. And at that point in time, I obviously didn't fit those standards or that mold or that box. So I couldn't do what I wanted to do
Hmm.
because I wasn't, you know, skinny enough or whatever it was at that point in time. And so I just felt, yeah, like I'd failed.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Lou, how do you feel about this now? Is this fear of failure working for you now?
Of course not. I mean, of course it's not. I mean, it doesn't serve me at all.
Yeah. How does it not serve you? How is it showing up in your life?
I mean, the countless times over the years where I haven't gone for the job that I know that I was definitely overqualified for because I just didn't believe that I would be, that they would think that I was smart enough or intelligent enough or good looking, all of the things that we think. I've held myself back from probably being in the room with people that I should be in the room with because I didn't feel like I was worthy of being in that room, which has held me back in so many ways in personally and obviously career. I didn't buy the house because didn't feel like, I'd be able to save up enough money to buy the house, at many points along the course of my life. It's really only been the last couple of years since I started my own business that I started to unpack and start to let some of this go. It's always there, isn't it? It's just about how much it still follows you.
Right, right. So you can see that you came up with this as a 5 or 6-year-old, and now you can understand why. And that's a beautiful thing because if you came up with it, that means you can let it go.
Yeah.
So I want you to go back to that age when it first came into your life when you were 5 or 6. And I want you to tell me, and I want you to tell this part of you, how are you different now? What's different about your life?
I've got the tools and the strategies to be able to, even though I still have these thoughts, not give them the power to paralyze me, I think. I know that I don't have to look and act a certain way in order to fit in. God put us all on this earth because we're all individual and we're all perfectly imperfect and we're exactly how we need to be. And we all, I can stand in my authentic power now as me and feel I don't have to be someone else or change something about me in order to be in the room.
Mhm. Right. So I want to ask you, are you ready to let that part of you go? This part of you that has
Yes.
been carrying this fear. Yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I want you to ask that part of you, is it ready to go?
Yes, it is more than ready to go.
Okay. Okay. I want you to ask it, what does it need from you in order to feel safe enough to leave? Is there something you can be doing in your life that would help it feel safe enough to leave?
It's it's about, I think, just about, that was understanding, not shutting it down. I think it comes to mind, validating the reason that it was here, obviously for protection and safety, and because there's love and there was no ill intent behind it. It was just trying to keep me safe.
Mhm.
But it's safe to go now because I'm a different person now. Obviously, I'm a grown adult and I don't need to be kept safe by it anymore.
Right. I
Yeah.
want to give you a minute now to see anything you need to see, feel anything you need to feel, and say whatever you need to say to that part in order to let it go.
I just want to say thank you for, for showing up the way you did. I realize now that obviously you were there to protect me and held me, and that was your sole intention behind all of it. But I don't need you anymore. Um, you know, I, I I feel safe, and I just I don't need you anymore. But I just want to say thank you for everything. Yeah.
Okay. I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath in. Just feel if anything has shifted in your body where you were carrying that before. Has anything changed since we first started?
Yeah, my stomach feels it was this sort of part was, I would say, red with bumps. It feels just envisioning like a blue, smooth kind of ball. Well, yeah, it's just kind of just rolling around, fluid.
Okay. I want you to just now call to mind 5 or 6-year-old you, specifically that scene or that memory of you hearing the ballet teacher say that to your mom. And I want you to imagine yourself as the adult that you are now. I want you to step into that scene and I want you to go over to 5 or 6-year-old you and I want you to say anything and everything that she needed to hear in that moment. What does she need to know from the older, wiser version of you?
It's got nothing to do with you and everything to do with how the teacher views herself. She's got her own issues, I would say, around the weight or whatever it is, and it's actually got nothing to do with you because why would you say that about a 6-year-old? Like, it's a 6-year-old, she's growing. Like, that doesn't even make sense. So I just want her to know that it's absolutely nothing to do with her and everything to do with that teacher and how she actually views herself. So don't take it personally and don't let it affect the rest of your life. Stand in your power, stand in your confidence, own who you are because you deserve to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, how did your mom handle that whenever you were younger?
She got really angry, I think, with the teacher, and we just left.
Okay. Okay.
That was it, obviously, the end of my ballot.
Right. Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I want you now to just picture that small child, the younger you, who's hovering just above your head. I want you to see her now slowly descending down, dropping down, merging into your body, merging into your heart, merging into your life now. You feel that child fully merged within you now. They're never ever going back because the child, the little you, is now taking up residence in you as an adult. They are free now. They've had a massive upgrade into your life. The past is behind them and behind you. And you are free to be the person, the adult that you choose to be. I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath in as you just feel that child fully merged within you now. So, on the count of one, you're becoming more aware. On the count of two, you're aware of the room and the sounds around you. On the count of three and four, you're taking in a deep breath. And on the count of five, whenever you feel ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the room.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. How was that for
It
you?
was good. I feel very relaxed,
Oh, good.
like I've been on a beach in Mexico or something,
There
just
you go. Wonderful. Yeah.
floating in the water. Yeah.
Well, was there anything new, insightful, anything that you're taking away from our session?
It was quite interesting, I think, because that's quite a obviously a poignant memory, but I didn't really link it to failure before, I don't think. I didn't see that in that moment, I thought that I'd failed in some way. I thought, I linked it to obviously a lot of other different things, which are obviously probably all linked, but it was quite interesting that I said to myself in that moment, "You failed." So it was it was quite interesting there because I hadn't seen that part before
Right.
of that
Right.
memory.
Yeah, I mean, and like it's like you failed just by being who you are
Yeah,
or
just
who you
just by showing up and just trying, then I failed. And so, yeah, so why it's not safe to try.
right. Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
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 So that was quite interesting because that hasn't come up. Well, I mean, that angle kind of hasn't been presented to my brain before in
Right.
that
Right.
way. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That
and
was good.
like you said, you've done work on this, right? But
Yeah.
sometimes we need to look at things from different angles or we need to see them and see how they're connected or why they're triggering something, right?
Yeah, I think yeah, obviously healing is not linear and it's just like an onion, isn't it? There's just more and more stuff and that you think you've done the work and that around that memory, but there's just more stuff to do around.
Right.
Yeah, more parts to unravel or, more onion layers to unpeel and that kind of thing, and I think that's quite interesting. Like, let it go, but there's still a bit there that you need to learn from or to heal in order to truly let it go.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for your time, I really appreciate it. That was
Yeah.
awesome, you were amazing.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you so much.
you got a beautiful energy about you, so, yeah,
Oh, I appreciate
yeah,
that. Thank you so
you really
much.
do.
Thank you. And thank you so much for trusting me. I know obviously this is our first meeting, so thank you so much for trusting me to guide you through that process.
I want to show everyone that it's safe to do this kind of work and it's safe to be vulnerable and we are all have our stuff that we need to heal and we're all on a journey and no one's perfect and just because you do the work doesn't mean that there's not more work. So I think it's really important for me to take the lead as well and show well, I'm showing up and doing the work. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're a legend. Thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of your day. I want to thank Lou so much for sharing her story with us. What struck me most was how far she's already come. And yet, like so many of us, she still carried a part of herself that believed failing would mean rejection, judgment, or letting others down. That part began when she was just a child in ballet class, overhearing words she was never meant to hear, words that left her with a belief that she didn't fit, that she had already failed just by being who she was. That one memory shaped decades of holding back, but it doesn't have to define her future. As you reflect on this session, I want to invite you to ask yourself, what part of you might still believe that being visible isn't safe? How is fear of failure still shaping your choices, your goals, your voice? and what might be possible if you met that fear with compassion and finally let it go. If this episode stirred something in you and you're ready to explore the subconscious stories holding you back, I'd love to support you. You can learn more or apply for a hypnocoaching session by visiting shiftyourstorypodcast.com or using the links in the show notes. I'm sending you so much love and gratitude. Until next time. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us today for this episode of the Shift Your Story, Change Your Life podcast. If today's conversation sparked something in you, I'd love to hear about it. Feel free to send me a message on social media. I'm at the Allie Rose on both Facebook and Instagram. And if you want to be coached on a future episode or explore what it would look like to work with me one-on-one, head over to shiftyourstorypodcast.com. And if you never want to miss an episode, make sure to subscribe and leave a rating and review. It helps more people find this work. Until next time, keep shifting, keep growing, and most importantly, I want you to remember that your story isn't set in stone. You always have the power to shift it.